Hi. A few weeks ago, I made these carbon fiber fins, and they turned out to be great. I really like them. They are not full carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is only on the outside. The middle is fiberglass. Before these, I had plastic fins, and it's really a huge upgrade. So if you're looking for a simple upgrade for your gear that's not that expensive, you're a free diver or a spearfisher, this is going to be another video for you. So that's why I decided to upgrade to carbon fiber, because you can do it with simple tools at home. All you need is like epoxy, the fiberglass and carbon fiber, and the form that you lay on the layers. So that's what I'm going to show you now. Okay, these are the original fin blades I had. It's a Crescigara modular sprint. Greatest thing about it is that the fins are removable. So just removing these two screws, get the foot pocket. Here's the blade that is 29 degrees bent, and it has plastic side profiles and fin rails that we're gonna replicate in our carbon fiber fin. First, I'm going to prepare the materials needed for the fins. The top and bottom layer is going to be carbon fiber, but in the middle, it's going to be 4 layers of fiberglass. The top and bottom is going to be full length, and the fiberglass layers are going to be 2/3 of the previous length. It's easy to cut carbon fiber with a pair of scissors. You just remove one strain, the direction you want to cut, that will give you a good line, and just follow along that line. Be very careful with the material because it can be very fragile, and repeat the process for all the layers of fiberglass. Next, I'm going to cut and tape together some plexiglass. This is going to give us the shape of our blade. For this, I built this ramp out of cardboard. It's gonna give us the support while we're working and later on while the epoxy is hardening. It's a fairly simple process, just tape everything together and yeah, we're done. Okay, next day, and it's time to work with resin. But first we have to apply some water release. I mean, if you have water release, I have shoe polish, but for me it works. If you have water release, we use that. I'm gonna apply one thin layer. That's enough for me. I think you could even get away with not even applying anything. After the shoe polish dried, I will mix together the epoxy resin and the hardener. I'm mixing the epoxy for 2 to 3 minutes. It's 2-to-1 ratio. And if you can use a slow hardener, use that. I didn't. So I have about 25 minutes work time. You can do one blade in that time, but you have to be really quick. And then I will apply one layer. And after that, I'll put on the carbon fiber. I try to be very careful because this is going to be the outside layer. Before I apply the next layer, I use this roller that I have. I'm not sure how much it helps, but I believe it removes some of the bubbles. So I just roll between each layer. When I feel happy with it, I put on the first fiberglass layer. I'm not that careful with this one. Try to remove all the bubbles you can as you go along. And so on with the next 3 layers of fiberglass. You do the same thing. Just lay them on, saturate them, and roll the bubbles out and try to work quickly. When I get to the top layer of carbon, I try to be very careful again. The epoxy I used was just about enough. I used about 150 grams altogether. You should use maybe a little bit more to be on the safe side. To give us a nice surface, I put on a peel ply. It's a nylon fabric that you should treat the same way as any other layer. Keep some of the peel ply dry, so it will be easier to peel it off at the end. At this stage, you could just leave it there. It will be fine. Come back to it when it's fully hardened. Or you could vacuum bag it, as I am doing here. If you're vacuum bagging, then you have to put on a layer of breather cloth. For vacuuming, I'm going to use this bag that is, you can buy it anywhere, and they're quite cheap. They're used for storing clothes. Try to place it as so that the pump cap is not directly above the carbon fiber. And I put some extra breather cloth under it to ensure some airflow to the pump. Find a safe place for it and pump out the air. You don't need much vacuum. It's supposed to be around 20%. So I'm really doing it by feeling, but it turned out well. If you start to feel the resistance and you're happy with the vacuum, just seal it off and leave it there for 12 to 24 hours. Now, this is the good part. You really feel like Christmas when you come back next day and try to open your present. Even better if everything turns out to be right. There are little faults in it, but nothing too serious. And then I'm going to use a scraper to loosen it up and see the results. You can see the leftovers of the shoe polish, but that's not a problem. We'll fix it later. After I drew up the shape of the fin, I will cut it out with a regular metal saw. Just follow along the line, leave a little bit of gap, because after up we're gonna touch it up with some grit paper. Also drill the holes while you're at it. And then I'm gonna apply the last layer of epoxy on the pre-apply side. I went a little bit overboard here, you can use a thinner layer than I used. But at the end, if you manage to get a nice surface, it's fine. Once it's fully hardened, I will begin to wet sand it. Both sides, going through 400 and 1000 grit paper. This will take a long time. At the end, it really worth it. I got some crisis stickers, so I'm gonna put those on because it feels a bit empty right now. If you can, put it in the middle, not like I did. And to seal it off and give it a nice and shiny surface, I'm gonna apply 3 layers of clear coating. The last thing to do before we're finished is to glue on the fin rails. I have these already cut to size. I'm going to use silicone glue because it is flexible and actually that's all I had. But any strong glue like super glue would be fine. I just stick them on and squeeze them firmly to the fins. Cut off the excess and peel off the tape, and we are done. Alright, this is how the finished blade looks. All there is left is to assemble it. It feels alright and more on the soft side. Fin rails added a little bit weight to the end of it, but they do feel very nice. Just a little comparison. I mean, look at it. And here it is how they behave in the water. Thanks for following along, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. Take care.